Yes, people, so we're back with a brand new episode, and we're on episode 3, and this time I've got something special in the works, something special in the mix, something different in the bits, you know what I'm saying? So this time I'm with a special guest, James Brogan. Introduce yourself, brother man, come on, tell the people what you're about and what you actually do, because of...
I am James Brogan, THC. I think we all know what the THC generally stands for.
But your THC, you've got a little different in the mix.
Yeah,
I see that, yo. I see
yeah.
it. You got the THC, obviously, for the stoners. And then, yo, tell them what you
I'm
do.
also the happy camper. I'm the happy camper. I've been living in a camper van for the past 2 years. Now I'm more like the homeless comedian. I don't know if you know, but I got dragged out of my camper van like a year ago by the police.
This is what I wanted to really open it up with. This is like what I wanted the opening to be with, because
so
that's what
from the happy
enticed me.
camper to the homeless comedian, which is working pretty well for me, to be fair. I've gone back to the oldest profession. I'm an escort now.
Here we go. He's going back to the old school. Back to the old ways.
I had to start selling what my mum would fucking get to, you know.
But yeah, like when I first got introduced to you about, I want to say half a year ago, we were going to do a little thing in 420.
Yeah.
We were going to get you down. It was so sad that we couldn't, but I wanted to get you back onto the show because you sent me a couple of things in the email, and a couple of little things stuck out with your trouble with the police being a camper, etc. There were some highlights in the news, etc. that went viral, you know what I'm saying?
Went into the Daily Mail, look at this, my local paper did a story on it, no laughing matter for comedian anymore as he's pulled out of his van, no insurance or whatever. But the thing is, at the day, the police had charged me on a false charge, So in the papers it's he's a criminal, we arrested him for breach of the peace or some kind of bullshit. But when they got me to the police station, they didn't have any charges. They made it up with the clamping company. So yeah, it's all been caught on the body cams. So like, they've already had to pay me out, and then I'm going for them again. But fucking, where's it going with that? So.
And that was all when you were touring around in your camper van. Then you were living in your camper.
Yeah. I've been living in it for 2 years. I've managed to get divorced pretty early, which I recommend to anybody, to be fair.
Go through it, get in and out, get the job done, mate, complete, sign the deeds.
I knew it wasn't meant for me, that marriage malarkey. It was fucking locking me in. I lived like 10 years just, you know, when you've got a lifestyle where you can't smoke in your own house and you have to walk the dog every time you want to spliff, man.
Yeah,
my dog was getting walked 10 times a day.
Basically, you were like a hidden stoner there, in your own marriage and your own life.
And you go around your fucking in-laws' house and they're all going, can you smell that? You know,
spraying licks over yourself.
Man. And I'm like, fucking, you know, my eyes are all squinty at these family meals, and it made me try to get a proper job and that. And I was like, it wasn't for me. I remember one day I was an electrician, and we used to go out at like 4 in the morning. I didn't get sleep till 3 in the fucking morning, and then I just woke up one morning and I was at the front of this 4-way set of traffic lights in my van, and I just woke up there. Someone was banging on my window just as I'm rolling into like the 4 ways of traffic in the front. I was like, this isn't for me, man. Let's get divorced.
Let's go.
I actually got busted in my marriage big time. I got fucking rumbles. Like, you know, that's another thing. I always get caught, you know. And with modern technology now, you can't do nothing in a marriage. You don't last anymore. 40 years ago it was sound.
Nah, man, not with the phones and everything, bro.
It doesn't work, man. It doesn't fucking work. You know, especially you spend your entire life to try and be covert on the phone anyway, and then you do it to your missus, and she's like, why won't you let me look at your phone? I'm like, I never let anyone look at my phone, bitch. And then it's like, nah,
entrapment.
It doesn't work. Yeah.
Basically, entrapment.
The moment you piss them off, they're on the phone to the police, he's got to grow in the loft, you know, fuck that.
Yeah.
So, it is weird. So basically, I got divorced. It was shit, really. I literally got divorced, and then my first payout of my divorce, fucking 1 in a million, this is for you. When I got divorced, I actually got paid out rather than the man paid out to the woman. I was pretty lucky in that sense. I only took $1,000 for every year that we've been together, or something like that, maybe 10 grand for every year. But So I brought a camper van and I thought, right,
that's it.
I'm going to be a
Set
comedian,
ways,
right?
yeah, man.
And I just,
So that was the first time that you
That's
got into
it,
the comedian, yeah? After
yeah.
your breakup,
Yeah.
after the
well,
divorce.
towards the end of my marriage, I was writing the shit down that was going down in my marriage. Because
Yeah.
fucking divorces are funny when you're going through the motions, you know.
Yeah, man, of course.
There was this one time like we're lying in bed and I'm like, oh, let's have a bit of rumpy pumpy. And like she offers me a wank into a sock. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, it was my own
I'm not
fucking
12
sock
anymore.
anyway, you know what I'm saying? I could do that myself. I was like, nah. But yeah, so fucking I was out of there. But so I bought this camper van, right, with that fucking, and then I had 10 jokes in. And I got this house, just a little terraced house just so I could have my little boy. And I'd gone to Creamfields, right, fucking had a massive session, got busted on the way into Creamfields. I had to put all my shit inside these Dunkin' Donuts, yeah, thinking they're never going to
buy them back up.
Well, the Dunkin' Donuts, I just fingered them in basically into the things, right, but then I bought one of those more
Proper finger job.
and buried a load of bags in a yoghurt as well, but I'd not glued the pot because it was like a 2-section pot, so I just put the other pot back on. And the dog had me like on the way in, and I was like, oh, I just had a drink, man. And then they took me into this like proper search tent it was, and they fucking
One of them white tents. You know you're in trouble when you go to one.
we had a team full of like a Chinese search team, like pro fucking searchers going through everyone. And like at first they didn't find it, and then this one guy sees the glue's not on this pot, and he's like, oh, you should
You're
have
in
told
trouble.
me.
You're in trouble.
And this guy comes over from CID, he's like rip his stuff apart, and by using my own spoon to scoop these bags out the donuts. And he goes to this cop and he's like, oh, so you're Mr. Dunkin' Donuts, are you?
You're Mr.
I was
Dunkin'.
like, bro, I was like, look, at least I know where my shit's come from. I said, look, what I'm supposed to do? I said, this festival is made on the drum. I said, you know, I said, it doesn't work without it. And they let me in. They took all my shit and let me in anyway.
You're lucky to get in because most festivals turn you away.
Oh,
if you don't send that appliance of being took into there and then giving it up, like most of the time you're
there was
fucked.
people in there not caught with anything, just kicking off, and they were fucking them off. Who were like, nah, you've obviously got something inside. You're like, people just being pricks. I was straight up with them. And they know the fucking drill anyway, don't they? I mean, I was probably buying it back off them when I got in there.
You got in there.
That's probably the case.
Well, yeah, let's swing it back round. Obviously, you said that was the first time you reached into comedy.
Oh yeah.
So like the
this is
first
where I
act
was
where you
going
went
back.
after that must have been quite.
Let me tell you, that was where it comes from. So I get back from Creamfields and I'm lying on the set here like 3 in the morning, yeah, I'm just scrolling through, I want to be a comedian. And there was 2 days left of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, yeah? And I got my little boy back in 2 days. And I was like, you know
And
what?
for anyone that don't know, Fringe Festival,
Edinburgh Fringe is the biggest
comedian show, etc. Isn't it? They do
All
a lot
over the
there.
world, come
Everyone
over.
goes there.
It's massive. If you want to be a comedian, that's where you go to do anything. So I was like, fuck it, 4 o'clock in the morning, big bag with me. Just drove off to Edinburgh Fringe Festival, man. I got there about 9 o'clock. It was the worst drive.
That's a big drive for you, though.
It was a massive drive from Stoke-on-Trent.
That's it, Stoke-on-Trent to Edinburgh. You're saying, what, another good
About 7 hours.
7 hour trip, bro?
Yeah.
That's some work and that's some.
And I'd only had this camper van about 2 weeks as well, like, and I'd never been into the Highlands, like, and the wind was just bouncing off.
Battering you.
I was stopping every 10 minutes thinking my wheels were coming off, because I'd had a few cheeky ones as well. I was just dead paranoid. And then I get straight into this brass house, man. It was fucking brilliant. I was in there. This
is what I want. It's a raw story.
Gets in there. This 7-foot stunner called Heidi, man, from Sweden. This blonde bird. Oh my days, she was smoking. Like fucking 30 minutes is up. She's like, I want to marry you, but basically she just wanted more money, and I didn't have any more money.
She just wanted to marry your wallet. She just wanted to marry your wallet, and that was
She was
it.
a good actress, But yeah, so and then I just hung around all the comedy clubs for like fucking 25 hours or something. I fucking found a link in Edinburgh straight away that I could go and see. And I was just hanging around in the bar like a fucking, I don't know, like some kind of comedy fucking pervert, just like lecturing on the comedians on my own with a little black book, like, have a look at my book, please, with that 10 jokes in there. But there was this one group called Pope's Addiction Therapists, right? And it was a group of like 10 different comedians just telling their bits of stories about the tales of well. And I thought, this seems right up my street, this does. So I spoke to them and he's like, you know what? We'll come and do fucking Brighton Fringe Festival with us, like at the next.
And they invited you on?
Yeah, to go and do Brighton.
Word up to them.
But I get back and COVID fucking strikes. So then that was it. So and then
kind of felt flat for a little bit then.
Well, that is funny, especially in the comedy game or anyone trying to get into the comedy game. Because I mean, there were comedians who were established, you could do online comedy and stuff, but fucking trying to break into it. So the money that I had to get into this comedy game, like my wedding money, was just fucking going by the day. One, it was only a few things open, your dealer and the fucking co-op really, so it was just going. And then like 2 weeks into COVID or whatever, it might have been just before, my mum died and that was a fucking shocker like that. So I just wrote everything off. Yeah, it was a fucking shock. I mean, to be fair, it was her birthday the other day and I did a gig on her birthday and I had the audience sing happy birthday to her. And I was like, I'll just have to put that on Facebook because it's the only way she's going to see it because she's dead, like, ooh. But you know, you've got to have a little laugh at that.
You killed the crowd. Crowd killer.
It was a Halloween gig, wasn't it?
So alright, you come back with it, it's a Halloween gig. You can make do.
It was a rough one, but the thing is, right, I'm always one of those things like my sister every year will put, happy birthday mum and stuff like that. My mum didn't use Facebook, you know, so and with me being a comedian, I have to think there's material in it. You've
got to use it when it's material. I think, like, with your game, the comedian game, you need to understand that it's all a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you can't understand that, then obviously you're not really there for the right thing.
You've got to find laughter in tragedy, unfortunately, because if you don't, it fucking
it will.
You know, it will.
Yeah, it will batter you down.
Definitely will. So that was my break into comedy. So then 2 years happened, right? So my mum died, I had to move into her house. It was fucking horrendous with a pig of a next door neighbour she had. It was horrible. But as soon as it sold, I had a bit more money to revive the game. Moved into my camper van full time, booked onto a comedy course at the Frog and Bucket in Manchester over like 8 weeks, and that place had like the coach, like he worked with Lee Evans and people like that, and like Johnny Vegas had started at that club, Peter Kay had started at that club, Jason.
So I had a real big history.
The Frog and Bucket's one of the best clubs in the country for comedy. That and the Hot Water Comedy, and then you've got the the other one, I don't know, off the top of my head,
Amsterdam. It's a smoke box.
But, so that was it. I booked onto this course, right, and it was like 8 weekends. And what I'd do, I'd travel to Manchester on the Friday because we could watch the comedy shows for free while we were there, and it'd be Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, and I would just pull in on this multi-storey car park on the Friday and then just stay there till it was the free parking on the Sunday because the barrier was just up, so I'd rack up like a 50 quid bill or whatever and just get out without having to pay. So I was just living on a multi-storey car park in Manchester.
Happy camper.
It was sick because I'd go out like and I was proper broke over than that, but I was going around Manchester, I was like, look, I'm going to be a famous comedian, I'm doing this thing now, give us some free food, like, you know, I'll fucking put it in my profiles and stuff. If you check my Facebook from like 2 years ago, I was eating at these lush restaurants in Manchester, just taking pictures. I'd done no gigs, like, it was all on the backing of, I'm going to do it in the future, like, I was that fucking egotistic or whatever. I still am, you've got to in a way to even think you're going to make it because it's fucking hard crack, especially when you're
you gotta have the most heart to think that you're gonna make it, otherwise you're not gonna really
you don't believe
you don't believe in yourself. Man, come on, man, they know we're gonna believe in you, like.
So that was my first thing. So on that course, I went and did, before I'd finished that course, I went and did a gong show, which is like a competition. And there was like real comedians on there. You go and you get 5 minutes, but if the crowd have these 3 colours, and if they don't like you by the third minute, they get a chance to fucking bin you off. If you're on till the 50 sound and you're through to the final. And like, so it's my first real gig that was, and I got through to the final, and I was like, I'm fucking good at this, you know. But you always get beginner's luck. But the thing is, 3 Scousers had gone on before me, right, and they're quite well-known comedians now, and they'd all got through. So I'd gone on with a Scouse accent too, and then I was just like, fucking, and then it broke, and then I was like, look, I know why you're letting them through, but I can let you cheap drugs as well. I was like, some go around here. And then I got through, man, it was good. So that was just, it gave me a little bit of a boost. And then I was off, I took my way into some big festivals which I couldn't really deliver on, you know. Well, I did deliver, but I managed to get booked onto Van Life Festival. It was their first year, and I said to him, look, I'm not the cleanest comedian, I'll bring some people with me to do sets as well. Well, I was just going to do 15 minutes, I think that might have been it, to close it up. But like their band, they had the Britpop Boys or something, so it was fucking 90s floor fillers, and they went over by like an hour. And then like I've gone on to start my gig, and there was just like 2,000 people walking out the tent at the same time. They were walking out because you know had enough. I'd been dancing around in front of the stage. It must have just thought I was some dick getting on the stage to have a word. So and then the band were doing their instrumental takedown around me. They took the mic off me to give me another one. It was a disaster, but it was one of them things like, you know, if you can stand there and still do it, then you can pretty much get through most of these bad gigs. Because I've had some shockers, man, some real bad gigs, but everyone does, I think. And then,
it's a different game of comedy. It takes proper heart to jump up there in front of some people and to put on, so say, a show that you've worked, like, put your heart and soul into.
That's true.
And to get a bad reaction, what's that like, kind of? That's kind of my question, obviously.
You know what? Fortunately, I've been used to bad reactions all my life. You know, I'm one of those people.
So you can take a reaction.
Yeah.
You know how to take a punch.
Yeah, and you know what? Because mum and all that. So basically, when I started, I was more like, fuck it, right? I'm doing a fuck it comedy, and then basically, I got divorced, lost my mum, lost my granddad, and then my dog. Like 6 months in, it banged. So after that, I was like, fuck it. Also, I didn't really give a fuck, and my first bits of material were like bits about my mum and shit like that, and you could kind of see the sadness in it and stuff like that. So it was a tricky story to tell anyway. So like fucking, it was, you know, when you're up there trying to breathe, I think a lot of comedians try and get over tragedy and
overlaps, and that's the only, like you were saying a minute ago, you need to be able to laugh about it.
Of course, so it's one of those things. I think if you can do that, then the audience, you never fucking see them again anyway, right? And get this, if you're in this game and you're on the internet, you better get used to shit anyway, because
the internet is more grinning.
Oh my god!
Nowadays, the internet is more grinning than real life.
Of course, man.
So I think if you could put your content online and take an utter beating, then on stage is going to be a minor few.
Exactly.
You know, because they could be trolls.
I just remember the last fucking thing, right? So this is where I was going early on when I lost track, right? So when the police arrested me, and I went in the newspaper and as a criminal, I had like 2,000 people in the Daily Mail calling me a fucking, lock him up as a criminal. Oh, it's only one joke around here, but it was all on false charges, like, but then, so there'd be like 70% of people thinking, oh, it's a con, blah, blah, blah. And I did this GoFundMe thing, right, and fucking within an hour or two, it was about 900 quid in there, and people just put proper sound, right, you know, and it was just dead nice.
They come together when they want to.
Yeah, but then you'd always get one cunt on there going, don't even know the situation, like, and I think there's people online who doesn't matter what the fucking story is, you know, you could have a kid who's fucking just saved some other kid's life, and then there'd be some cunt that go, why weren't you at fucking school? Or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Complain about something.
Yeah, why are they playing? Where are the parents? You know, there's always a negative to a fucking, doesn't matter how positive you is.
That is online, it's got a big negative.
So yeah, so the comedy gig is like online, but normally with about 10 or 12 people in the room sometimes, like it depends on your gig. But the thing is, when you've only got 12 people in the room, if 8 of them aren't laughing and 2 or 3 of them aren't, it makes a big difference. But when you've got hundreds of people in a room and 30 are laughing,
there's a lot of them more of a bigger laugh.
Bigger
applause.
It's harder to get shunned in a small room because you notice it more. But like 30 people can make a noise for you, and even if the other 70 is quiet. But yeah, so that's it, man. Fucking since COVID come, I've probably done maybe 75 gigs or something, but I've done some big festivals. I like to do the festivals. I do the weed festivals.
Yeah, you've done. That's what I was going to say. You've done a mixed events because it hasn't just been your normal comedy.
And the band
You've done a lot
festivals
of the weed events in the kind of scene, etc. I see that.
Well, that's my thing. I want to be a weed comedian because I'm not a drinker, you see. So
I think for me, like that type of event in a weed scene, like I've been to a lot of events in the weed scene, yeah, hella. And like the ones that have the comedians come through and the sit down comedy are always the absolute belters. They stand out the most. Yo, the best one I've ever went to, Smile High Comedy Club. Have you ever seen that? Smile High Comedy Club. That one there, they tour around the UK. They do a couple of different ones. That one there is an absolute banger. Look into that one because of that's been one of my favourite events I've ever went to in the kind of industry, man. Here in the UK, that one absolutely slapped. They had some big names in there, like Abs and that. Yeah, man, it's been good, bro. It's been good. Check them out.
Well, that's my the field I want to go into. I like to do comedy for stoners because I can't remember one-liner jokes, man. My memory's that thing. I can't remember one-liners. I have to tell stories. I have to get into the room and take on the journey. The stoners love a story, and then but I try and get straight comedians, like non-smoker comedians, to sometimes come, and they're like, if you're not laughing, I'm like, look. When they get home later on, they will laugh their head off at that. I said, or you just have to give them an extra few minutes just to fucking be with you. But it's a tricky gig, but if you're a stoner yourself, it's a nice gig because it's just like having a funny conversation with them. And the people you meet, like, I much prefer a stoner crowd than a pisshead crowd. That's my thing. So when I go to a comedy club where everyone's pissed and I'm like, I love drugs myself, I'm not a drinker, and they will like, straight away go, oh, I'm the wrong one, whereas in my eyes, it's the other way around, you know. But it is what it is, and it's just, it's fun. And not only that, like, I'm in the acting game as well, and I've been in 3 films this year. I mean, one of them, it's got Johnny Vegas
for the comedy and to the film industry as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. You say, what, Johnny Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny Vegas is in it, Ross Noble's in it, Bez and Sean Ryder at the Happy Mondays are in it, and old Doctor Who's in it.
What, this is a fucking a comedy show?
No, this is a horror film called Beast of Riverside Hollow, Okay. Check it out when it comes out. I mean, I'm only an extra in there, like, I've managed to get this thing as a barman.
Something different though.
It is.
Something for the books.
And this Doctor Who thing that we've done, it's being edited at the minute, like, that's alright. I'm the man with the black book, I'm the fucking, like, the man, I'm like the preacher guy who's in the square, and at the end of that I get burnt by the Daleks or something, I'm not sure how it happens. And then I've been filming one this week in the middle of this industrial estate. It's like a spin-off from the Halloween franchise, you know, the Michael Myers films. Yeah. So the first 2 of them are Michael Myers, and then the third one, it went down a different road with the witches' stories or something like that.
Okay, I never watched none of them.
Well, I never heard of it myself either.
I'm not big on the horror.
I think this was like 84 or something it came out, I'm not sure. But fucking either way, it's just like it'll be like a YouTube video of it, but I'm in like a gangster robot kind of thing. Like a droid security guard who works in this factory where these Halloween masks are being made, but there's something massacres, like, so when the kids put them on, they turn into fucking killers or something like that. So I've been filming that this week in the middle of this industrial estate in the middle of the night. It looks funny. So I'm like, I have to lean into this car and drag this fucking guy out of it in a suit. And then we've got this fake steering wheel and I have to pull that from the car as well.
Trying to get on it.
Yeah, man, it's
that's
good
something different, man.
It's fun.
That's good fun, man. That's good fun. That's good.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Fucking just 2 stoners talking, man. Just 2 stoners talking.